Greetings, everyone. Today we'll be starting our first chapter for the course of financial management. This is your instructor Daniel, and our first chapter will be capital investment appraisal. So, basically, what is capital investment appraisal? Capital investment appraisal is managing investment capital for a business. What we understand and what we learn in this chapter is that how a company has to decide whether an investment opportunity is good or not. It can be seen like managing investment capital for a business. A company has to decide. These are the two things. You will not be making decisions on your own part, you will be making decisions for a company, and you have to decide. Financial management overall, and especially this chapter, is all about deciding. Basically, you can say decision making. You will be guiding the company on decision making, that whether an investment opportunity, you are not making an investment directly, you have an investment opportunity and you have to decide whether it is good or not. For example, you have 100 rupees in your pocket right now and you have three options. Either you can invest these 100 rupees in some sort of dividend fund, and you can take daily dividend from that fund, or you can spend it in buying a pen which will help you in your studies for like the whole course of 3 months, or you can just spend it in something to eat or drink and it will be gone in just a day. So you have to decide whether an investment opportunity is good or not. Okay, so how will you decide? Like, for example, there is this investment opportunity with you right now. So how will you decide that is it good or not? There are 6 stages: stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 5, and stage 6. There are 6 stages for this process, and 5 are before the decision and 6 is after the decision. So you can say before decision, and this one is after decision. Okay, so let's go through all the stages. Stage 1 is forecast capital requirement. If you have any sort of decision making that you want to make, and you have to decide that whether this investment opportunity is good or not, what will you do? You will first forecast the capital requirement for that whole investment. And how will you forecast? You will see that how much cash is required for day-to-day operations and how much cash is spare. Like, for example, let's just say you have 500 rupees, but for all your day-to-day expenses 300 are required. How much is left with you, which is spare, which is not for any day-to-day expenditure? Exactly, 200 rupees. So now, if you spend 300 on your day-to-day expenses and you have 200 spare, how much will you invest in any sort of investment opportunity? 200, right? And if you had invested 300, then you will be having a shortage of 100 rupees for your day-to-day expenses. So if I am not fulfilling my day-to-day expenses, how can I make a known and make a sound investment decision? I cannot. So basically, let's just dark it. You have to forecast the capital requirement first. For the company, for the business, you have to forecast that capital requirement, that how much is required and how much is spare, so I can invest sound and knownfully. Okay, understood? Okay, now stage 2, identify suitable project. Okay, so Let's just say I go outside and I meet 10 people who have 10 different sort of projects that I can invest in. I will not be able to invest in all of them, right? I will be able to invest in some of them. Let's just say I have, let's just say, okay, let's just make it here, okay? Stage 2. Let's just say these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one is 100, this one is 300, this one is 400, this one is 200, and this one is 700. And what I have in my pocket is 1000 US dollar. So I cannot just go out and invest in all these projects, right? To make a sound and known make a sound investment decision, I will have to invest in those projects which are under my range, under my budget. So let's just say I have a day-to-day expenses requirement of 300 rupees, $300. Sorry. So I will be having $700 for spare, and this is for my investment. And this investment can be made in any of these projects. So I can either say I can choose 300, 400, or I can just choose 700, or I can choose 200, 400, and 100. That is my option. Like I can say I can choose 700 alone, I can choose 400 plus 300, I can choose 400 plus 300 plus 100. Oh, sorry, 400 plus 200 plus 100. That is my decision, that what I'll be choosing. And to understand what do I have to choose is another chapter that we'll be studying ahead in our lectures. So this is stage number 2. Stage number 3 is check all projects. Okay, how do we check that which project is good, which project is not good? Like for example, I had this option 400 plus 300. My finance manager told me that, okay, sir, you have $700 in spare. You can either go for the $400 one and the $300 one. How will I be able to make a decision? Obviously, being a business person, I would be like, let's choose 300 one so that we have 400 cash spare so I can spend it on other things. But no, we do not make financial decisions like that. To make good sound financial decisions, you have to go through different appraisal techniques. You have to go through different appraisal techniques. And when you go through all those appraisal techniques, you come to a decision, you come to a conclusion. Okay, so which project is good and which project is not good, and how much to invest in all those projects. That is stage number 3. Stage number 4 is choose the best one. This is, you can say, an extension to stage number 3. Choose the best one. So when you have two projects in your decision and you have to choose which one is good and which one is not, you do appraisal, you check those projects, you use appraisal techniques on those projects. And when the decision of all those appraisal techniques comes out, you choose the best one, and then you make investment. You have to make an investment. When you make investment, you just put your funds in that project and then you wait for the outcomes to come. These were the before decision stages. Now the post decision, like after decision, what you have to do, you have to monitor and you have to control. You have to monitor and control. You have to do regular monitoring of the investment project in which you have invested, and you have to see that whether things are going as planned or not. These were the 6 stages of capital investment appraisal. Okay, now, so what do we study in financial management F9 regards to capital investment appraisal? What we study is we study stage number 3, and stage number 6. That's it. Stage 3 is the main part of the syllabus. Stage 3 is the main part of the syllabus. Stage 4, you can say, is also the part of syllabus because it's an extension to stage 3. And stage 6 is just, when things are, stage 6 is basically some theoretical area, like when in a question there is the part where you have to do an appraisal, and then in another part there will be like some real time output of the project, and then you have to monitor and control that what should you do and what should you not do. That is stage 6. That is something which is rarely tested in FM but highly tested in AFM, that is advanced financial management. That is not the part of your syllabus, it's of professional and strategic level. Okay, so with regards to stage 3, the major part of your syllabus, check all projects. See, I told you, when you have to check all projects, you have to use some appraisal techniques. So basically there are two types of appraisal techniques. See, two types. Number 1 is discounted cash flows, and number 2 is non-discounted cash flows. Okay, so and under discounted cash flows there comes one NPV, number 2 IRR, number 3 return on capital employed, also known as ROCE or ROS, and number 4 is payback. Okay, and what do you do in all these things? NPV is net present value, and IRR is internal rate of return, ROS and payback. So what's the difference between discounted cash flows and non-discounted cash flows? See, this considers time value of money. This one does, and this one does not. That's the only difference. What is time value of money? What is NPV? What is IRR? What is ROS? And what is payback? We'll study in the next class. This was all for the introduction to capital investment appraisal. Thank you.